Yeah, I mean, certainly it's nice to celebrate. It's fun to win, and it's fun for our team to enjoy that and celebrate it together. But frankly, when Sunday rolls around, it's time to get ready for the next game. So that's really what we've had to do, is to start to prepare for Lafayette this weekend.
Okay, but an emotional win over Air Force. Any chance of letdown?
I hope not. We're not a good enough football team to let down against anybody. So we're just a bunch of guys that are trying to do our very best and play as hard as we can and execute the fundamentals well enough to win. And we've managed to do that a few weeks in a row here. And if we're going to do it this weekend, we'll have to do the same. So our guys understand. They understand what needs to be done, and I don't have any doubt that they'll come back prepared to work this afternoon and do a really good job of focusing and trying to get better. And again, it'll be a focus on the fundamentals, on tackling better and on blocking and sustaining blocks better, and everything that we do.
Okay, with 2 close wins, and you had us nervous in the press box there the last couple of weeks. Does it seem like the team's edge is where it should be for taking care of these close wins?
I mean, we've been in enough close ball games the last couple of years and come out on top that I'm confident that our guys feel like they can win. Just because we think we're supposed to or think we're going to doesn't guarantee victory. You've got to execute. But I don't think there's any lack of confidence in the group that we can finish a game out. And we've had to do that several times, just even this season, as you mentioned. And these guys have some experience doing that. We had some close ones a year ago.
Rich, in the back.
Rich DeMarco, Army Radio. What's the focus to get better this Saturday? I know you said some things that have to be worked on. You threw that first game with CIC, you're bowl eligible, you have the home winning streak. Where does this team need to get better this Saturday?
Just the fundamentals that we fell short on Saturday, and things we've done throughout the year that we've got to continue to strive to be as close to perfect as we can. I think that's probably an impossible feat, is to play absolutely perfect. But if we don't shoot for that, perfect in our fundamentals and perfect in the execution of our assignments and all those things, then we'll be well short of it. So that's really what we're going to concentrate on. And we had some good blocks on Saturday, and we had some that we didn't do a great job sustaining, and some of that's because of fundamentals. The other team's playing too. They're trying to defeat a block, and same thing on defense. Defeating a block, we defeated some and made some plays, and other times we got blocked and stayed blocked. And sometimes that has to do with fundamentals. Times we didn't play the option responsibilities like we were supposed to, or play the gaps that we were supposed to be in, and be in position in our zone drops on defense where we were supposed to be. There was things on offense. Did we get every single read correct? Did we take every step like it was supposed to be taken? All those things, and we just strive day after day after day to do that as well as we can do it, because that's where the victories are going to be won, in all those little details.
And Jeff, what do you have to say to people who will say that, hey, it's an FCS opponent, it's a team that Army should be? What do you have to say to that, knowing what goes into winning a game, no matter who the opponent is?
Well, people that say that don't know. They don't realize the ability level that those kids have. I mean, Harrison Greenhill's on their team. He was on our team, and we thought he was going to be a really good player for us. So he left our program, left the academy, and now we're playing against him. I'm not real fired up about that, but he was a guy we felt really good about. So they got other guys like him. They're the same guys. That's the same guys we're playing with. So, we don't have a room full of guys that had, 4 and 5 stars next to their name and had, 17 Power 5 offers that they turned down to come here. We just got a bunch of guys that love to play football wanted to play college football at the highest level and had an opportunity to come here. That doesn't mean we don't have some guys in this room that have scholarship offers. We do, but it's a lot closer than people realize in terms of the ability level from FBS and FCS. And I coached in an FCS school several different times, several different FCS schools, and was the head coach at Georgia Southern. We were FCS when I was there, and I assure you, we played some teams from some big conferences throughout my career there that had the pick of the litter, had some really good players. We had some guys on our team that could play for those teams. So there's always going to be those guys, and for us here, you know, that's not Lafayette looking up and saying, "Wow, you know, they got all these guys that had all these offers that are going to the NFL. We got guys just like they got." So we're going to have to execute really well and play our very best to give ourselves the best chance to win, and that's a fact.
Thanks, Coach.
So, your approach to the next few weeks, do you practice a little bit more against the triple option, and do you maybe give guys less reps in looking ahead to that Navy game because it's so important to own the trophy outright?
Our focus this week is on Lafayette, and we took the last 4 weeks leading up to the Air Force game 1 day a week and worked on option fits on defense for about 10 minutes, really leading up to it. We traditionally have done things where we go good on good during those periods, our offense against our defense, but really not as much as we had in the past. And this week we won't do that. We won't have any offensive defensive interaction, and our sole focus is on Lafayette. We'll have from the time we finish the game against Colgate a week and a half from now, we'll have 3 weeks to get prepared for the Army-Navy game, and we won't practice a full week that first week out leading into Thanksgiving. We'll take a couple days rest just to give our guys a chance to hopefully heal up, and we're starting to get some injuries that they just keep reoccurring. At this time of the year, it's just hard to get completely healthy, and that'll be our opportunity. But we're going to have to give it everything we got, and we're going into this game, and as we do every game, with trying to put our very best players in position to make plays to win the game.
How do you improve the offense's production after halftime? The last couple games, it's been a 3 and outs early and not really getting any momentum.
Well, I don't know if there's anything that we can do that's specific to the second half. We're running a lot of the same plays, and oftentimes the defense doesn't all of a sudden come out and change and be in a completely different defense. It's just the way it's gone, and we had to overcome a lot of setbacks in the opening drive on Saturday to score that first touchdown. I mean, I don't know if you had them all up, but we gained and then went backwards and gained and went backwards.
130 yards, I think. Total.
It was a lot. It was a long drive, and our guys did a great job executing in that drive. We had a big play on 4th down that Darnell ran down to the 6-yard line and scored the next play for the other score. We hit a big play on that second drive. We didn't hit any big plays, but the throw to Jordan Asbury, which is a great throw and catch there when we had the penalty that put us back. We had to grind it out, and it's tough to do. It's tough to grind out play after play after play. It's typically easier to hit a long drive if you can hit a big play in there. If you get half the yards of the drive in one play, you're helping yourself. And then we haven't hit a bunch of those, but it's frustrating because we want to score and our kids want to score and they're playing hard. It's always things that you can point back to that really we can control, and it's just doing a great job of executing our assignment and the fundamentals that go along with that. And I got great faith in our kids. They're playing hard and trying hard, and other team's got guys on scholarship too. Sometimes they make some plays.
All right, we'll open it up to those joining via teleconference. Please state your name and organization and ask your question.
Good afternoon, Coach. As you mentioned earlier, the team is coming off a really emotional win, a physical battle versus Air Force on Saturday. Are there any players that are nursing injuries that you are concerned with relative to their status on Saturday versus Lafayette?
Oh, there's quite a few guys that have kind of been in and out of the training room the last few weeks that we're really keeping an eye on, and we were uncertain about Jalen McClinton last week up until probably Wednesday, and he played the game, played a good game, but you know that's something that's probably going to nag him the rest of the season. J.B. Hunter went out of the game on Saturday. I thought it was just a great display of mental toughness on his part. He got hurt. It was a leg injury, and he went out of the game. And I thought he probably was going to be out for the day. And they took him in and evaluated him and kind of pulled the knee braces off and worked on him a little bit. He started to feel better, and lo and behold, he's back out there playing in the game. But that's something when you get banged up, it nags you and it gets sore. And Kelvin's been nursing an injury. Gosh, I don't know, since week 4 or 5. So there's a lot of guys like that. I could go through the roster. There's several, and they change from having a red cross on their tag on our board to a blue cross on their tag to no cross on their tag to tell us they're ready to go. But every week, those same guys are back in a red cross early in the week, just because the games take its toll, and they do get banged up, and I think it happens to every team. And so we'll kind of see as the week goes along. We'll know better tomorrow. Peyton Reeder didn't practice until Thursday last week, and I thought he played really hard and really well. And but he's back in Red Cross, and we're going to hold him today and see if he gets a little better, and hopefully he'll get back out there for the game again this weekend.
Thank you, Coach.
Any other questions via teleconference?
Coach John what concerns you most about Lafayette? Have you gotten a chance to look at them at all?
Yeah, we've looked both offensively, defensively, and special teams. Our coaches got a game plan together. Frankly, we have no idea what they're going to line up on defense, and we've got no film of them playing against option teams. Luke Thompson's the defensive coordinator. He's an outstanding coach. He was here on the Army staff with Coach Ellerson, who's the special teams coordinator. But there's nothing really to indicate to us what we might see on Saturday. So when you go into a game like that, you've got to practice against several different defenses, and it's hard to kind of zero in on attacking one type of front or their coverages and kind of maybe the formations that we'll get into and what their adjustments might be. We don't know. So that makes it really difficult. The other thing about them is on offense is how multiple they've been, the different things that they've done throughout the year. Again, just the difficulty in having a game plan where, okay, they get in this formation and here's their tendencies, or they get in this down and distance, and they've really done a lot of different things offensively. Special teams, they've faked a couple of punts, they've faked the PAT, they're very aggressive with the way they play. So it oftentimes, when teams are that multiple, or you're just not sure what you're going to get, it almost forces you to really back off the gas a little bit and be a little more conservative, just because you don't know what you're going to get. So that's a little bit of a challenge for us, certainly, going into this game.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
Any other questions?